Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, and today we're continuing the Nightmare on Elm Street series reviews for Halloween Horror Month, and today we're talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Now, the movie, it starts off about 5 years later after the first movie, and it's not starring Heather Langenkamp this time, it's not directed by Wes Craven. Um, it's starring Mark Patton and Robert Englund returning as Fred Krueger. And basically, the plot of this one is that Jesse moves into Nancy's old house from the first movie, and he finds her diary, and he's having nightmares of Fred Krueger, and he doesn't really understand it, but he reads Nancy's diary. He's starting to understand it a bit, but while all this is going on, Freddy is trying to take over Jesse's body so he can gain some power back and kill some people while they're awake. And that's basically the plot of A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Now, what I think about it is it's okay. I don't hate it. Now, I'll be honest with you. For a long time there, I did hate this movie. And then, I watched the Elm Street Legacy documentary, and I watched a couple interviews with Mark Patton. And he was saying some stuff on how this movie was actually a gay, like it was literally a gay movie. And because Mark Patton, who's playing Jesse in the film, is gay in real life, and he's talking about, well, Freddy wants to get inside Jesse the whole movie. Freddy's like a homo in this one. This movie was made as a gay movie, and I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, you know what? There is a lot of sexual innuendos in this film, and I watched it again, and you know what? I can see it now, and I have a little bit more appreciation for it. So I don't hate it. Is it the best sequel? No, absolutely not. Is it even a good sequel? I don't think it's a good sequel. I think it's decent. It's okay. But let's talk about the casting. Robert Englund, back as Fred Krueger. If they didn't get Robert Englund back, this movie would have been a lot worse, in my opinion. Because Robert Englund just kills it, no pun intended, actually, okay, pun intended, as Fred Krueger. Mark Patton as Jesse. Now, I used to hate him, like I said. It's the same thing with the movie in general. I used to hate him, but now that I understand what it was meant to be, I have more appreciation for it, so that's a plus. I don't like the look of Freddy this time around, though. I mentioned in my first Nightmare on Elm Street reviews that the look changes in like every movie for Freddy. And he's got some ones where he looks decent, he's got some ones where he looks good, and he's got some ones where he looks really bad. I think the look of Fred Krueger just is really bad. The look of it, anyway. Freddy himself, as a character, he's okay in this one. I like him a lot more in the first one. He was just dark. He was kind of making jokes, but he was more serious. He wasn't the comedian that we all know and love now. But in this one, he's starting to get that way. He was pretty serious in this one for the most part. He's got a couple jokes, but you can tell he's starting to get comedic, like really really funny. By the time this one starts, so what I think of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, is, well, like I said, I don't hate it. I already said that. But the grade, I'm going to give it a C minus. I think C minus is a good rating because, yeah, I used to hate it, now I don't. I have more appreciation for it now that I know what it was meant to be. The acting's, most of it's over the top. But the best performance in this movie comes from Robert Englund as Fred Krueger. He's the one who gives off the most best performance in the film. But pretty much everyone else can get over the top. Actually, Jesse's friend in the film is he's actually pretty good. And Mark Patton's not a bad actor. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, his character himself is. I always felt that his character was supposed to be more serious, but it was just executed a little bit over the top. But that's nothing against Mark Patton. I think he did fine in the movie, if that makes sense. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge? Like I said, I'm giving it a C minus. Yeah, that's all I can say for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.